What's up you guys, my name is Michael Tandarich and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about how to calculate your hourly rate as a contractor. Now I will say this up front, this video is going to be coming from the perspective of a graphic designer, marketer, copywriter, any kind of contractor or freelancer that's in the creative realm. So like web developer, anything like that. So if you're like a contractor, like a plumber or something like that, it's not coming from that perspective, but you still might be able to learn something. Now for those of you who don't know me, I started a marketing agency from scratch, built it up to what it is now, and I have been through the whole figuring out my hourly rate thing, and there's been a lot of things that I've learned over the past 8 years of doing this. And there's two ways to do it. Basically, you can go and calculate your hourly rate based off the salary that you want per year, or you can do your hourly rate calculated off of your experience. Now before we jump into it, I would greatly appreciate it if you slightly tap that like button and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you do subscribe, please comment below that I'm subscribed and I'll make sure to comment back to you. So that being said, let's jump into it. The first one we're gonna look at is calculating your hourly rate by your salary. We're gonna look at how exactly to do it, and we're gonna look over why I don't think it's actually the best way to go about doing it. So basically with this calculation of your hourly rate based off of salary, what you're going to do is you're gonna figure out what you want your yearly salary to be, so say $50,000 a year, and you're gonna take the number 2,080, which is 40 work hours per week, times 52 weeks in the entire year. Obviously there's gonna be times off, but we're not gonna calculate that. We're gonna just take that 2,080 and divide $50,000 a year by that 2,080. So basically if you want a salary of $50,000 a year and you divide by 2,080, that's gonna give you $24 an hour. Now if you want $100,000 a year, that's gonna give you $48 an hour, and you can kind of just base your math off of that calculation. Now I've seen a lot of people do it this way, but the problem I have with doing it that way is a couple different reasons. One, you're assuming that you're gonna be working all 40 hours of those 52 weeks. And if you're just starting out or you're actually kind of in the groove of it, you might not actually be working all 40 hours. And obviously you'll probably want to be taking some vacation time too, so you're not going to be working all 40 hours through those 52 weeks. The other thing too is this doesn't take into account any experience that you have. So you might be a really good web developer, or you might be a really crappy graphic designer. Either way, you should be being paid based off of your experience and what you bring to the table, not off of your hours, especially if you don't have any experience at all. Because if you go to a client and you say, hey, I want to be paid $24 an hour because I think I'm worth $50,000 a year, and you don't have any experience whatsoever, chances are they're probably gonna say, no, get the heck out of here. And so basing your hourly rate off of a salary that you want every single year probably isn't the best strategy, and it's not the one that I use. Okay, so the next way of calculating your hourly rate is based off of experience. Now, like I said, this is the way that I do it, and is going to probably be the way that you're gonna wanna do it. And honestly, at the end of the day, this is the way that's gonna actually get you the most money. So basically, to calculate your hourly rate based off of your experience, you have to look at the fact and be very self-aware of what you have as a case studies and as experience. And to give you an example, if you're starting from zero and you have no clients and no experience whatsoever, your value to a client is zero. That's all it is. You should be doing projects for free to get things under your belt and get experience under your belt and get case studies underneath your belt. That's exactly how I started, but I will make one little caveat with that. Don't get stuck in the loop of doing things for free all the time. If you're gonna be doing things for free, have a time limit on it. When I got my first couple clients, I told them I'll do it for free for a month, and then after that month, you either drop me or you pay me. And if you pay me, I'll give you the second month free too. Because basically with my marketing agency, we offer monthly marketing packages. And I like having clients sign on for a year, but when I first started, I said, we'll give you the first month free. If you don't like us after that, you cut us. And if you do like us, then you'll sign a year contract and you'll get another month free. But what that did is basically I had no experience, I had no case studies. But by going to the client and saying you're not gonna risk anything from a monetary standpoint by having me on your team, I get to build up my experience and I get to build up my case studies, and they get the value of not having to pay me yet. Now, once you've built up your case studies and you have experience, the next step that you want to take is you want to go and start slowly bump up your hourly rate or your contract rate. And so basically, if you have, say, 5 projects underneath your belt, you have good case studies that show your ROI for the client, so that's return on investment. So if a client pays you, say, $1,000 a month, or let's say $50 an hour, they know if I pay him $50 an hour, I'm going to be making $100 per hour. And so if you can go and start showing that, then you can go and start slowly increasing your hourly rate as a contractor. Now, where you find the benchmark of what you should be charging per hour, like I said, you have to be super self-aware on what your experience and case studies are. And so basically, I would literally write down and put 0 on a piece of paper, and then I would put the top amount that someone gets paid per hour as whatever field you're in. So as a graphic designer, as a developer, blah, blah, blah. So let's say that's $150 an hour at the top mark and $0 an hour at the bottom. Where are you in terms of experience and case studies? And I would honestly put the number down. Let's say it's $100 an hour, and then I would take some money off and push yourself down to $60 an hour or $70 an hour. I'm not saying to devalue yourself, but I'm saying that as individuals, we obviously want to hype ourselves up. But the point is if you want to get projects and if you want to get clients and build up that those case studies and the experience, sometimes it is better to go in a little lower and slowly start to build yourself up to that $150 mark. Now, it's taken me about 5 years to do this, but I'm at the top point of how much I charge clients because I started from 0, and every single project I slowly started to increase the price point, increase the price point, increase the price point, until I'm at that point with the experience and case studies of charging what I charge, which is the top level tiers. So basically, to figure out your calculation of your hourly rate based off of experience, you just have to be extremely self-aware, look at how much experience you have, how much case studies you have, and how many clients you want to start picking up, and then base your price off of that. Again, don't sell yourself too short, but find that sweet spot where you are getting paid and you aren't charging too much based off your experience and case studies. Now, the reason I'm saying all this is there has been a lot of times, myself included, that I have seen contractors and freelancers starting their business and they go and immediately charge $125 an hour or $80 an hour or even $50 an hour with no experience or little to no experience and little to no case studies. And the case studies and experience that they have are just friends and family places or small businesses they've done work for, which at the end of the day isn't even really experience or case studies that an actual client is going to really even look at. And truthfully, when I first started, my hourly rate that I had set was $125 an hour with 0 experience and 0 case studies. And like I said, I see other people do it all the time too. And it might be something that you're falling into that trap too. But the point is you need to take yourself off the high horse, look at your experience, look at the case studies that you have, and really be self-aware of, am I really worth $125 an hour? Not to destroy your confidence, but am I really worth $125 an hour? Or am I worth $15 an hour or free right now to get those clients, to get the case studies, to get the experience, to get the contacts, to slowly start building up to $125 an hour or more? So be extremely self-aware to figure out what your hourly rate is based off of experience. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you got any value out of it, make sure to hit the like button so other people, other contractors and freelancers can find it and get value out of it too. And make sure you subscribe. If you subscribe, comment "I'm subscribed" below, and I'll make sure to comment back to you. Thanks for taking the time to watch the video, and I'll see you in the next one.